Jew, I forgot his name. Shylock, the merchant Antonio, he borrowed money from him. Oh yeah, during Shakespearean time, the Christians were not allowed to handle the money, and the Jews were discriminated and forced to become moneylenders.
Well, but actually, Bassanio was the one who actually made the money.
Whoa. Who's Shylock and who's Antonio?
Shylock is a Jewish moneylender, and Antonio is a merchant who's trying to help his best friend, Bassanio,
to borrow 3,000 ducats.
Yeah.
In order to marry a wealthy and beautiful lady named Portia.
And then, did he get the girl?
Of course, they got married after meeting at first sight. Wow, he's such a loyal friend.
Yeah, loyal enough to risk his life.
What do you mean? Antonio borrowed the money, but Shylock requested a pound of Antonio's flesh to be cut off if he couldn't pay back the debt on time.
What? That's so disgusting. What would Antonio agree?
Antonio expected his ships of goods to arrive on time, and he would use the goods to trade for money.
However, the ship sunk with all the goods in it.
What happened next? So he lost his ships, he lost everything, including the money to repay Shylock.
That's why Shylock decided to bring Antonio to court to claim his flesh.
But I thought Bassanio decided to offer twice the borrowed money.
Shylock has experienced so much discrimination in his life.
Yes, and that factory has sense of decency.
The Portia stopped him.
Really? So how did she do that? She disguised herself as a male doctor, and
That's the climax of the story. Don't give it that.
Let's watch the movie! Enjoy!
What? Is Antonio here?
Ready, so please your grace.
I am sorry for thee. Thou art to come to answer stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void, empty, from any dream of mercy.
I have heard your grace hath in great peace to qualify his laborious course, but since he stands obdurate, and that no lawful means can carry me out of his envious reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and am armed to suffer the kindness of spirit, the very tyranny and rage of his.
Call the Jew to the court.
He is ready at the door. Here comes my lord.
Make room, and let him stand before the face. Shalom, the world thinks and I think so too that thou believest this faction of thy malice to the last of that, and then sayest thou that will show thy mercy be more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty. And where thou now exacts the penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture, but touch it with human gentleness and love. Forgive a moiety of the principle, glancing an eye of pity on his losses, that ever make so hope on his back. It now to press the royal merchant down, and pluck commiseration of state from his breasty bosoms and raw parts of things, from his stubborn turns and paucus that betrayed to offices of tender courtesy. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew.
I have possessed the grace of what I purpose, and by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. You'll ask me why I'd rather choose to have the weight of carrying flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats. I'll not answer that, but say it is my cue. Are you answered? What if my house be troubled by a rat, and I be pleased to pay 10,000 ducats to have it back? What? Are you answered here? Some men there are love not a gaping pig. Some are mad when they behold a cat, and others, when the bagpipe sings in the nose, cannot contain their urine. For affection, master of passion, sways it to the mood of what it likes or loves. Now, for your answer, as there is no firm reason to be rendered, why he cannot abide a gaping pig, why he, a harmless necessary cat, why he, a woolen bagpipe, but of force, must yield to such inevitable shame as to offend himself being offended. So can I give no reason No, I will not, more than a large hate and a certain loathing, that have followed thus a losing suit against him. Are you answered?
This is no answer, down on feeling, man. To excuse the curve thy cruelty.
I'm not bound to please thee with thy answers.
Do all men kill things they do not love?
Hates any man the thing he would not kill.
Every offense started hated first.
What? Wouldst thou have a serpent sting thee twice?
I pray you think you question with the Jew. You may as well go stand upon the beach and bid the main foot bait his usual height. You may as well use question with the wolf, while he hath made the eel bleat for the lamb. You may as well forbid the mountain pines to wave their high tops and make no noise when they are threatened with the guts of heaven. You may as well do anything most hard as seek to soften that, than which was harder, his Jewish heart. Therefore, I do beseech you, make no more offers, use no farther means, but with all plain and brief conveniency, let me have judgment, and the Jew his will.
For that 3,000 ducat. Here's 6.
If every ducat in 6,000 ducats were in 6 parts and every part a ducat, I would not draw them. I would have my bond.
How can thou hope for mercy, rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong? You have among you many a purchased slave, which like your asses and your dogs and mules, you use in abject and in slavish parts. Because you bought them, shall I say to you, let them be free. Marry them to your heirs. Why sweat they under burdens? Let their beds be made soft as yours, and their paths be seasoned with such viands. You will answer, the slaves are ours. So do I answer you. The pound of flesh which I demand of him is dearly bought. Is mine. Is mine. 'Tis mine. And I will have it. If you deny it, fie upon your law. There is no force in the decrees of Venice. I stand here for judgment. Answer, shall I have it?
Upon my power, I may dismiss this court, unless Galario, a young and learned doctor, whom I have sent for to determine this, come here today.
My lord, your stays without a messenger with a letter from the doctor. You come from Padua.
Bring us a letter, and call the messenger.
Good cheer, Antonio. What man courage yet? The Jews shall have my flesh, blood, bones, and all. And here thou shalt lose for me one drop of blood.
I'm a tainted wether of the flock. The meat is for death. The weakest kind of fruit drops earliest to the ground, and so let me. You cannot better be in place now, until it's still, and right at my appetite.
Came you from Padua, from Bellario?
From both, my lord, a letter that greets your grace.
Why didst thou wet thy knife so earnestly?
To cut the poor creature from the bankrupt.
Not on thy soul, but on thy soul, harsh you. Thou makest a knife king, but no metal canst.